Peace. Today's Supreme Mathematics is knowledge power, going through the Law Power Rule month. Peace out to my Puerto Rican family, because every time I say that, I think about my Boricuas and Boricans. May I have said that correctly? Knowledge, we know, deals with look, listen, observe, and also respect, right? I swear I always say also respect, but technically that's not what I received. It just says and respect, but I know a lot of people have also respect. Tomato. Power is the truth, and the truth is magnetic, right? So power is what wakes you up to the light, wakes you up to the truth that the supreme black man is God, and the supreme black woman is earth. So when I think about today's mathematics, and as I was building with some of my fam, some of my people, and what that really looks like in real time in regards to acknowledging the truth about something. And the first place you got to acknowledge the truth about something is within yourself, in regards to how something affects you. Because power is dealing with influence. It's dealing with, basic definition, the capacity to influence others. So, from a psychological standpoint, right? And I mentioned earlier, okay, power is magnetic. The truth is magnetic. Understand that in some cases, in a lot of cases actually, power and truth, they can go hand in hand, but they don't always, because of how we handle them, how we acknowledge them, they don't go hand in hand. And I say, why is that, God, if you just said power is the truth and the truth is magnetic? Well, I've learned in my travels, in my journey, that there are things that influence me. I acknowledge them, that they influence me. And that in itself is me acknowledging the truth about something. Like, chocolate cake. It ain't the best for me. Truthfully, it's not good for you, especially in large quantities, because there's a bunch of sugar, and we know what sugar can do to the body, to the brain, and the rest of the body. But in essence, it's important that I acknowledge that truth, that this has influence on me. I tend to, if I get a chance, I'm definitely gonna eat it, even when I know I shouldn't. For those like people who drink, they gotta have a drink and all of that. Have you acknowledged that, damn, maybe I shouldn't have a drink every day, but I like having a drink every day? Or if you gotta smoke a blunt, eat an edible. I like an edible. Do I have them all the time? No. Months and months can go by, so, and that that reminds me that I have control over it. Because also, power is dealing with control over something. Just like you acknowledge that something has control over you, you gotta strive to have control over things that you're dealing with, anything that might come in your cipher. And where we fail at, And look at today's degree. In the 1 to 40, who is the 10%? Answer, they are the rich slave makers of the poor, who teach the poor lies, to believe that the almighty and true living God is a spook and cannot be seen with the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. We can be blood-sucking. We could be losing blood, hemorrhaging blood without us, because hemorrhaging, due to knowledge of this, okay, that just came to mind. A good analogy. When you're hemorrhaging, it is actually blood leaking from a part in your body, inside your body, that you don't necessarily see with the naked eye. And I'm gonna juxtapose that to, you're bleeding, you're hurt, you have this situation going on, but you don't acknowledge it. You can't see it happening because you haven't taken the time to look into it, to acknowledge the truth about the situation. Hemorrhaging. You're losing blood and you don't acknowledge that you're losing blood. So what happens? You end up dying, physically dying. And that's, yeah. And we blood suck ourselves. We make ourselves believe that there's this almighty power in the sky that we never see. We don't know how to get to it. It never acknowledges us, other than the construct that we create in our mind that is acknowledging us. But technically, we could never tell anybody, oh yeah, the great all-I-seeing supreme being in the sky sent me this note. You might say, oh, I got a message today. It spoke to me. But the reality is, and I get it, it's tough when this mental cookie crumbles down and you see for what really the ingredients are. You like, damn. Because if you don't convince yourself to believe that that actually happened, and you really look at it for what it is, and you realize, oh, that's something I made myself think. And that's you seeing things the way you want to see them versus what they truly are, which deals with understanding. And also through understanding, you get to the truth. So if you don't, like people say, have faith, if you don't believe in something, that something occurred or is going to occur, then it won't. And also keep in mind, that could be a positive thing too, because when you're trying to achieve a goal, you convince yourself of something. You convince yourself that something happened or is going to happen. That's a good thing. That's a good way to, once again, motivate yourself to obtain a goal. But once again, going back to knowledge power, you gotta make yourself aware of the truth about a particular situation. And I always suggest first start by looking within before you start looking at all the stuff around you. Look at the thoughts you have internally and the feelings you have about certain things and certain people. And ask that one question: am I aware of, am I acknowledging the truth about what my mind is looking at? Because, and I'll leave it here, your reality doesn't automatically mean that's the truth about it. Now, it's a beautiful thing when those align, but we got to keep in mind, initially they don't. And we have to strive to make sure they do. Peace.